Poets are sort of, are like the Rodney Dangerfield of, the arts. Like, I don't get no respect.
What a wonderful sentence this is. Once upon a time. It opens the door to everything.
Teaching should be something that is active. It's not a passive thing. It's something that needs to be often physical so that we really retain what we're learning.
Welcome to Study with the Best, the magazine show about CUNY. I'm Dwayne. Brooklyn College professor and writer Josh Mehigan finds inspiration for poetry everywhere, even at his local donut shop. And if you think meter is something that you just feed quarters to, I would assume, but you'd be guessing wrong. Just watch the piece.
Most people in the world do, I think, tend to wonder about you if you announce to them that you're a poet. Part of it is that all you have to do to say that is have a pen. Poets are sort of, are like the Rodney Dangerfield of, the arts. Like, I don't get no respect. If you look at the way poems are presented on YouTube, you'll see that people often don't think that poetry is enough. You'll have poems by Shakespeare with some Kenny G in the background. I don't want to sound like a snob, but if I hear a poem with music, I start to get angry, because the whole point is that the words are supposed to be in the foreground. My name is Joshua Mehigan, and I am a writer. I use meter and rhyme in my poems. Most poetry that's ever been written has had a beat. Iambic pentameter is the most popular meter in English. It's very natural. People think that it's not natural. It's constantly denigrated as artificial, overly artificial, but I hear it all day long. I hear it on the subway. I see it in signs. Area under video surveillance. Okay, that's the line of iambic pentameter. I heard a guy in Dunkin' Donuts say, I come, I do my work, I leave, that's it. That's the line of iambic pentameter. It's very natural to English. In about 2008, I lived in Gowanus, Brooklyn, and I would always have right in front of me a smokestack. And every day I saw the smoke, and I would sort of think about what the smoke looked like. The town had a smokestack. It had a church spire. The church was prettier, but the smokestack was higher. There was a lone ruined column, a single snuffed taper, a field gun fired at heaven, a tube making vapor. The smoke thinned the attention. Its aspect kept transforming. It could look like a cloud, or like mosquitoes swarming. In my own poetry, I try to stay away from just being kooky or just having, kind of far out, dreamy ideas. My poems are fairly plain spoken. They're not usually that difficult. I use rhyme a lot. It can make a poem musical in a way that might attract somebody who doesn't like poetry. People love Dr. Seuss, I'm not writing poems that are exactly like Dr. Seuss poems, but most people I know who are not poets, who haven't been through an MFA program, who have not studied the history of 20th century poetry criticism prefer Dr. Seuss. Rabbit's Foot. Grandfather Rabbit and Grandfather Hare, forgive us, your forgetful progeny, who unleash dogs to shake you in their jaws, then sell your hacked-off hands as souvenirs. Forgive us. Our hearts, too, are very little, and race with blood as tenuous as our fate. We also tremble helplessly or flee. But with this relic of your ancient luck, so may we also often procreate and burrow always toward the mystery below, as our Grandfather Rabbit does. And may our naked children, as yours do, Grandfather Hare, drop always open-eyed onto the sunlit meadow of despair. I really want my poems to be read. I would like to reach, as wide an audience as possible without making my poems like TV. I had a couple of kids write to me, actually, who read a couple of my poems in high school classes and said that they liked them because they actually could understand what the hell I was talking about.
Great moments in CUNY history. Hunter College, located on Lexington Avenue between 68th and 69th Streets, was originally for women only. An 1870 offshoot of Female Normal High School, it existed to train teachers, one of the few careers open to women at the time. Its Manhattan location began enrolling men in 1964. Hunter College, founded by Irish immigrant Thomas Hunter, one of the most colorful and diverse colleges in the CUNY system.
To live, to pursue a positive, satisfying existence. I'm Thespina Teodorescu Maris. At 28 years old, on an ordinary day as a television producer, I experienced anything but an ordinary day at work the moment Bel Kaufman began to speak.
What it means for me to be 100, strangely enough, very liberating. If I'm asked to do something and I don't want to, I don't have to think up excuses. All I have to say is, oh no, why not? I'm 100. It's a liberating word that I learned, a very short word. No. No, thank you. My time is limited. I need to do what I want to do.
In that moment, I understood. She would give me more than just an interview. Some people may recognize Bel Kaufman more so from the legacy she hails from, granddaughter of the great Yiddish humorist and author Shalom Aleichem, a successful author and educator herself, a Hunter College graduate.
One more thing you forgot. I'm a good dancer. I don't do all of them at the same time.
Born in Germany but raised in Russia during the Russian Revolution, Bel had somewhat of an unconventional childhood.
I would step over dead bodies that were shot on the street, frozen in grotesque postures. But a child has no basis for comparison. Doesn't every little girl step over dead bodies on the street?
Coming to the United States when she was just 12 years old, Bel started school in the first grade due to her lack of knowledge of the English language.
We used to sing a song every Friday in assembly. Oh, beautiful, verspacious skies. Verspacious. V-E-R, vers. I looked it up in the dictionary. There was no such word. I figured verspacious must be blue. Vermilion is red. So I made up my own language until I understood it.
It wouldn't be until college that she would have a life-altering epiphany when a friend invited her to visit one of the courses she was teaching at Hunter College Elementary School.
I saw all those eyes fixed at me, waiting for something I could give them. An extraordinary feeling. I still get goosebumps when I remember that moment.
And her teaching days are far from over.
I gave a class in Jewish humor this past summer. Most Jewish jokes are self-accusatory.
Why?
Defense mechanism. Before you tell me, you lousy hypochondriac, I'll tell you a funny joke about myself as a hypochondriac.
Perhaps the secret to her longevity lies in the obvious.
Laughter is a way of survival. Well, that was the talk that I gave all over the country when I used to do a lot of that. Surviving through humor.
Do you think laughter is the glue for relationships, for people, for life? Is that the secret?
And love and curiosity. Curiosity about the world, people, books. You know people who are 30, who are bored, they know everything. And people who are older, who are interested.
And then it wasn't what she said, but how.
I wish I were your age for one reason only, to know what the world would be like when you are 100. Would I recognize it? I don't think so. So much ahead of you. Are you aware of it?
Not always.
You have so much to see, to feel, to know.
I'm an optimistic person by nature, but in that moment, we were all being given something priceless. Hope.
You seem very moved. Did what I say move you?
I wanted to tell her, please tell me what else is there. I didn't, but she answered my silent cries anyway.
I am no prophet. I am no seer. A young person will look forward to a new world. I hope it's a better world. I can't prognosticate what it will be, but it'll be interesting.
Then, Bel Kaufman gave her most valuable lesson of all.
I knew a woman who was my age, who's no longer living, who used to call me when her husband died. I'm so bored. I have nothing to do. I'm so bored. How dare she be bored? She's alive. She can hear, she can see. How dare she be bored? It's so remarkable to live.
And then those words again.
Just wait till you're 100. Just wait.
Thank you, Teach.
More on the way, but first, this message from the Chancellor.
Hi, I'm Chancellor Matthew Goldstein, pleased to present CUNY's 2011 Student All-Star Team.
In the infield, Barium Goldwater Scholar Mark Barriman, National Science Foundation Fellows Lena Mercedes Gonzalez and Arthur Jacob Parzignot, and Truman Scholar Gareth Rhodes. In the outfield, National Science Foundation Scholar Ryan Jaipal, Barium Goldwater Scholar Celine Joiry, and Fulbright Grant recipient Miguel Guzman. Behind home plate, Truman Scholar Iodella Oti. On the pitcher's mound, Rhodes Scholar Zujasha Takir. In the bullpen, Joseph Camarada, Barium Goldwater Scholar, and Funleo Easterwood, Fulbright Hayes Grant recipient. And designated hitters, Math for America Fellows, Gian Liu and Anne-Marie Alcocer.
CUNY All-Stars, like the Yankees, our hometown champions.
This train is going local. Stand clear. Stand clear to closing doors. This train.
When we first started animating, our goal was really simple. We wanted to be commercially successful. We wanted to sell out big time. We wanted to ultimately be commercial directors. That in our minds, that was the big thing. Well, my name is Andy London. My wife and I have a production company called London Squared Productions. We've been making animated shorts and commercials and music videos and stuff like that for about 10, 11 years now.
This train. Stand clear to closing doors.
Oh, look!
Where?
It's Stanley Pomerantz, the jerk who put Sarah on Accutane and gave her a seizure.
Oh, gotcha.
Our first major film was something called Subway Salvation.
This train is going local. Stand clear to closing doors.
Hey, watch it, you rat with wings.
Hey, Papi, was you conversating with me?
What conversating? What?
Yeah, I heard it too. I resent that remark. Oh, great. A sensitive rat. What are you, a wise guy?
What? What? Were my lips moving? I'm like a clam over here.
It was 18 months of basically locking myself up in this tiny room whenever I was back from teaching or whatever I was doing, just working on the characters and sets and props and animating. And literally to do one scene would take one day. A scene that was like 3 seconds long or 5 seconds long. And my wife would come home from work and she'd go, do it again, it sucks.
Mom, Dad, you can't make me put on one of those freaking things.
You little brat. You should thank your lucky stars. I would rip my heart from my chest for the opportunity to wear a customized plastic girdle.
I did the back brace in 4 months. My wife and I, she directed it. I had scoliosis as a kid. It's a story about how I had to wear a back brace. It was a pretty horrific 2 years of my life.
All the way home, I contemplated throwing open the back door and hurling myself into speeding traffic.
Hey, look on the bright side, Andy. Somebody mugs you, the knife gets stuck in the back brace, causing you no harm.
David, look at you, making a joke. Very funny.
Yeah, no harm.
We just got a dog who was a puppy. And so the only thing I can do to keep my sanity was to walk this dog around our apartment in Harlem. And in doing so, I began to explore the same thing as the dog explored, which was basically peeing on fire hydrants and mailboxes and all kinds of, street fixtures and street furniture. And I began to see faces in the street furniture. I said, wouldn't it be neat if the street furniture talked?
Our culture, the black culture, is beautiful, but we have to learn to stick together, love one another, whether you're white, blue, red, black, green, or whatever.
I also work as a teacher. I've been teaching for a long time, since the early 90s. Animation today, okay, we're going to talk about mouth shapes. When we make mouths move, it's an abstraction. Live action, everything is so subtle, but cartoons, we just have to inspire the imagination. Teaching should be something that is active. It's not a passive thing. It's something that needs to be often physical so that we really retain what we're learning. And it needs to be as close to real life experience as possible, because that's how you really learn things, is by making it real. What we're going to do is you're going to direct him opening his mouth to keep your mouth shut with your exposure sheet. Give him direction for his eyebrows, his eyes if you want. No, you have to get the timing right. To make really good entertainment or good art, it's not about being clever, it's about being honest and finding the truth in something.
I'll show you a real miracle. Sit back and prepare to be in awe of the power of the Almighty.
This train will be going express from 59th Street to Far Rockaway, Brooklyn. And I don't know why.
It is God!
Thank you.
Earl, hurry up.
Thank you very
Let me
much.
get a picture with God.
Please, no photos.
I don't know about you, but I always thought God would look a little more holy.
All things on this earth are holy. All things are sacred. From the mightiest mountain to the lowliest, dirtiest, flea-ridden, disgustingly small, insignificant little rat.
Doug Quint is a professional bassoonist.
Westchester Philharmonic, Brooklyn Philharmonic, Pro Arte Chamber Orchestra in Boston.
And while studying for his doctorate at the CUNY Grad Center, little did he know he'd go from making sweet music to making...
The Salty Pimp is our most popular cone by a lot. It's vanilla ice cream, dulce de leche, sea salt, and chocolate dip.
With a little bit of caramel. It's good. It's really good.
Doug, you see, is the owner of the wildly successful...
Big gay ice cream. You know I dream. Big gay ice cream.
The line's always down the block, and I can never come.
My favorite's anything with the sea salt, and she loves the red Merlin.
The strange thing is, for the first summer, everyone just looked at it and laughed. Now it's even stranger because they look at it and recognize it from TV.
A few years ago, Doug was a freelance musician and student.
And when I was finishing the comprehensive exams, I thought, you know, instead of traveling this summer and running around to summer festivals, I will just stay in New York and do some strange, completely unrelated to music job.
That's when a Juilliard friend offered him a chance to be an ice cream man.
What could be weirder than driving an ice cream truck?
But he loved it. And because many orchestras were scaling back their performing schedules, in 2009 he bought his own used ice cream truck. Many swirls of vanilla and chocolate later, Doug found his niche, specialty toppings.
This one is elderflower syrup. In addition to vanilla ice cream with chocolate sprinkles, you can get vanilla ice cream with wasabi pea dust on it. Who comes up with these concoctions? My boyfriend and I, sort of 50-50.
Doug's outgoing personality and masterful use of social media factor into his success.
We had no idea that food trucks would be such a huge cultural phenomenon right now. That was just lucky timing. The birth of Twitter coinciding with the truck, and the fact that my sense of humor comes across well on Twitter. Today I tweeted, I'm going to be at Union Square from 2 to 5, moving uptown, and then I tweeted a line from the Daniel Day-Lewis movie. I drink your milkshake!
And his empire is expanding. Doug and boyfriend Brian Petroff have recently added the Big Gay Ice Cream Shop on 7th Street between 1st Avenue and Avenue A.
It's really interesting that CUNY and this whole thing intersected the way they did because, I mean, I have a book contract now. We're working on Big Gay Ice Cream book. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without the study skills I picked up working on my doctorate.
And will Doug ever return to classical music?
You know, I think my life has divided itself in half, the bassoon half and the ice cream truck half. And I'm sure they'll find a way to coexist, but right now, my head is split down the center.
Banana split down the center.
Oh.
Gay ice cream.
Barry Mitchell, Study with the Best.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for checking us out. Want to see more? Find a computer. Go to CUNY.edu. Better yet, like us on Facebook. Better yet, tweet us at CUNY TV. Do what you want. Keep watching. Take it easy. Bye.
How can we get that more expressive? This is acting, right? I mean, you got great drawing here. It's wonderful drawing. It's wonderful. I remember 12 years ago when I first started making shorts, how exciting it was to get into a festival and how it changed everything, because I would sit in the theater and watch everyone laugh at my piece. And I kind of want that to happen for my students here too.
Keep your big mouth shut. Keep your big mouth.
Yeah, it's just the face of Karen at different spots saying keep your big mouth shut.
Keep your big mouth shut.
Each face says something different, but also like had them like different colors, like the 60s.
Like, here, catch. Don't drop my wallet. Now throw it back. Throw it back. Catch. You. Okay, can you catch? Okay, now throw it back. What we're doing is we're bouncing ideas back and forth and we're making them better.
Keep your big mouth shut. Keep your big mouth shut. Keep your big mouth shut.
Before you go, just put the chairs back, make sure the light boxes are back. If there's something you want to show me, show it to me now, okay? Thank you.